I'm going to delve a little deeper into the benefits that people have said realized working from home. And in doing so, I'm going to talk about the commute hours people are saying that they've saved, what they've used those hours for, what changes they're saying they're seeing in their personal and team productivity, and most importantly, what they value the most about working from home. Obviously, one of the first benefits of working from home is that you save commute hours, right? And so we had to ask that question as we did in the poll today. And here's what people are saying. 43% that they save more than 4 hours of commute working from home, right? And this is largely consistent across all age categories and also corporate career levels. But one thing to know is that if these individuals in this that save 4 hours a day working from home, if they were to work from home 2 days in a week, they would save the equivalent of 15 days. To put that in perspective, that's about almost the size of some people's annual leave, just to know what that is. But we also have 35% of the people who say that they save 2 hours or more working from home as well. Now, what are the top uses of the hours that people said saved? Here are the top uses. Work is definitely by far the top rated use of the saved hours of commute. This is consistent with some of the anecdotal feedback we've been hearing from people about work from home being a scam. They've been saying that, look, now that you work from home, lines between your work and your personal life, they become blurred because everything is under the same roof. And this is also consistent with some of the challenges that David spoke about earlier, which is about people needing challenges with balancing work and personal tasks, challenges with working long hours as well. Time with family is the second top rated use of the hours saved by working from home. What is interesting about this is that it is mostly influenced by the mid-career level respondents who are typically ones that are likely to have young families. Some of this time that they're using is attributable to the fact that school is not open and the kids are at home. But we believe that even when kids go back to school, but the parents have more opportunities to work from home, that they will be able to still find that time to spend with family. If you're looking at it, the young, those are less than 35, and the old or seniors, those that are above 55, prefer personal development and hobbies, using their time for personal development and hobbies far above family. Just going a little deep into the demographics, they prefer that over family. And if you're seeing that relaxation and sleeping in this circle as well, you're probably wondering who is spending all this time relaxing and sleeping. I can definitely share with you that it is the young that are saying that. But one of the things I'd like to say that is important for us to note is that as we continue to work remains a beneficiary of some of these safeguards, it is important for us to keep balance in mind so that we don't burn out. We're always being in this connected world, and so we need to support one another in terms of helping one another disconnect and go off and routinely so that we can renew ourselves. When we were working in the office, there were ways of doing that, like going out to lunch with colleagues, chatting in the hallway, or even by the water cooler. But when we start working remote, some of these ways of socializing are not that obviously available to us anymore. It's good to keep that in mind. As much as we're working from home, balance has to be in place. Now, this saved time that we've said we have and we're investing in work, are we seeing it translate to personal productivity? And the answer to that is a big yes. 68% of the respondents that they have seen either slight or significant improvements in their productivity. And what is most interesting is that people who save 3 hours or more are the ones that are more likely to say they are seeing significant, not slight, but significant improvements in their productivity at home. So I think that there's definitely a story there to tell. Now, the productivity gains that we're seeing on the personal side, are we seeing that translates to the team productivity? And the answer to that as well is yes. 61% of the respondents say that they're seeing slight or significant gains in team productivity, but then you have a slightly higher value below 23% that are saying they are seeing some slight or significant decline in their team's productivity. And this takes me back to what AO was saying earlier, which, you know what, some managers are struggling because though they are finding they are having to do a lot of things and having to cope with the challenges that their team members are having, they feel like their teams are not being as productive as they should be. So this is not something that is a one size fits all. Not everybody's experiencing it the same way. Now that we've talked about how many hours have been saved, what they're using those hours for, and what changes people have seen in their levels of productivity, let's talk about what people value the most. Even as much as people said work is a top use of their saved time, time with family is the top rated benefit that for all people are deriving from working from home, right? And this is closely followed by increased productivity, personal development time, and avoidance of traffic. But is this picture consistent across all the different demographics? Let's try and explore that a little more. For the young female and the young male, they value different benefits. Young males by far, if you're looking at the graphs, value time for personal development, personal time and personal development that they get from working from home, while when compared to a female counterpart who value time with family. So within that demographic, there are slight differences. When you come to middle-aged male and female, both of these value time with family the most. What's interesting about this data is that middle-aged men value time with family slightly more than the females, which is, like I said earlier, is very interesting in terms of, I'm wondering how you'd have expected women or the females to value that time with family more, but that's not the case. Lastly, let us look at what the seniors are saying. Senior males and senior females, those are those who are above the 55, they value increased productivity the most. It could be because of where they are in their career. It could also be because they might have more advanced families or older children, and so spending time with family is not something that is a priority for them. But what's so interesting in this data is that the senior females by far value that increased productivity above their male counterparts. So there's definitely something interesting going on there. So that's just a little bit of a deep into some data that we have around the benefit. Hope that it has been insightful. In closing, what I'll say is that just as there are challenges working from home, there are significant benefits to be realized as well. The data that we have shows that not everyone is valuing it the same way, not everyone is experiencing it the same way. There are very clear differences and nuances which I think business leaders must take into consideration when they are putting together their work from home policies and frameworks.